joining me on the program now from Christian Savings, Andy Milne. Andy, kia ora. Thanks for your time.
Kia ora, Andrew. Great to be with you.
I mean, this is a big concern for some people. And, you know, if we're wanting to, for example, KiwiSaver, if we're wanting to have a high return on KiwiSaver because our retirement is coming up faster than we'd like it to, then, you know, you get a good return from the arms industry at the moment with all of the wars happening around the world. But I'm pretty sure that wouldn't sit right with a bunch of people, right?
Well, that's right, Andrew. I mean, I guess over the last few years, we've seen a real rise in people realizing that where you invest your money makes a difference. You know, we've all got no matter who we are, all walks of life, we've all got our own personal ethics and beliefs.
Yep.
But previously, we've kind of often either deliberately or really had no choice as to set those aside when it comes to our investment decisions. So, and especially with things like KiwiSaver, now, I think there's an increasing realization that, as I say, where you put your money matters.
Yep.
And you can, you do have a choice in those kind of things. So the concept of ethical investing, making sure that your investment decisions line up with your own personal convictions is really important. So there are a number of specific funds now that you're put either your KiwiSaver provider or one that you have the option of switching to, can exclude things like, you can make sure that you're not invested in the arms trade, in tobacco or gambling, or anything that involves animal cruelty or any of those kind of things.
One of the other concerns that a lot of people might have is concern for the environment as well. This is something which we were talking about a little bit earlier in the program. Is what is the carbon footprint of my investment? Is the investment having a positive or negative impact on the environment? Is that something else that people can also look into? They can.
Yeah. Very, very much so, Andrew. So a lot of funds now are scored on what we call ESG, or environment, social, and governance.
Mm-hmm.
So all the companies that funds invest in typically are measured on what we used to call the triple bottom line. So it's not just about profitability, but it is about your environmental footprint, your carbon impact, your social outcomes, those kind of things. So it's not just a matter of looking at the fund now that takes, that has the return and the risk that you're comfortable with. You can drill down at a more granular level. There are tools there's a website called Mindful Money,
Okay.
where you can actually look at it. It lists every investment fund, every KiwiSaver investment fund in New Zealand, and looks at where the money is invested, and I guess ranks them in terms of those ethical considerations. So it's definitely something that people can have more control of than arguably at any point that they have.
In some ways, though, instead of just going, well, okay, I don't want to fund tobacco or the arms industry, but the flip side of that would be, what is my money being used for? What is the positive impact? Not just about ethical investing, but investing which has a positive impact on our society. I know this is a big deal for Christian Savings. In fact, it kind of defines who you guys are and what you do, right?
Oh, that's right. I mean, so the concept of an impact investment is I guess just one step further on from ethical investing. So ethical investing is almost it's as important. It's really about what you're not investing in.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's making sure you're not investing in anything inappropriate or unhelpful. But impact investing is really taking a strategic approach and deliberately investing in things that are going to deliver a measurable social or environmental benefit. So, rather than just saying, I don't want to invest in these things,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to invest in social housing, in the environment, those kind of things. And from a Christian Savings perspective, look, you're absolutely right. We are, very proud that all of the loans that we make to churches and Christian charities, that are building the kingdom of God, doing the work of the gospel in here in New Zealand. So, people who invest with us do so, safely in the knowledge and proudly in the knowledge in most cases that their money is used exclusively for Christian purposes. So in terms of impact, I mean, a little biased, Andrew, but right up there.
And hey, I'm happy to describe it in such a way. And when we're looking at impact investing, then it's a given that the ethical questions about alcohol and tobacco and the arms industry and poor environmental impact, that's a given. That's off the table. But also talking about the positive impact and investment that you're making. You use the term, building the kingdom of God, quite literally in some cases. And hey, for people who have a Christian faith, this may be at the top of their ethical list for things that they want to do with their money. However, some people might say, yeah, but I might not get as good as a financial return. I might not get as good as a retirement nest egg if I just put all of my eggs in that basket, as it were. Is it a compromise between financial returns and ethics in your view, Andy?
That's a great question, and that has been a handbrake for some people in the past, or it's a common misconception that, hey, if I don't have exposure to the arms dealers or the sweatshops, or the people that are deforesting the country, then I'm in some way missing out. But there are a lot of studies that show that that's simply not true.
Yeah.
That you can invest your KiwiSaver money or your managed funds, safely and ethically, without compromising on financial return. I think most KiwiSaver providers, their returns are public, so you can judge for yourself. But the days of that being a trade-off, seem long behind us. And in terms of Christian savings, we're very proud that our investment returns, we don't compromise. We offer very competitive returns. You can download a product prospectus, a product disclosure statement from our website and make a decision for yourself.
And I would encourage people to make informed decisions on this one, not just go, oh gosh, I've no idea and maybe I don't want to know, but to find out, hey, where is my money being invested? What's happening with my KiwiSaver? Is there something which I can do which more closely aligns with my values? Making informed decisions in this regard, both financial decisions and ethical decisions. You mentioned a website beforehand where people can compare and look at ratings for different organisations. What was that website again, Andy?
That's right. So Mindful Money. If you Google Mindful Money, you'll find it there.
And of course, find out more about Christian Savings at christiansavings.co.nz. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Andrew. Thank you.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.